Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. Thank you all for coming in, and blessings to those of you who may have a holiday off work today. Thankful for each and every one of you coming in today. I hope you all had a great weekend. I certainly did, and hope that you did too. There have been lots of celebrations, lot of birthdays and the like in August. So we welcome September in, the new month. These months are flying by. Before you know it, it will be Christmas, or it will be the end of the year. Let me take the time to welcome in Coach Sister Queen Mary Ma, Melanie Queen, She Ray, and Joshua Gabriel. Thank you all for coming in. It is a beautiful sunshiny day here. It is over 90 degrees hot. It started off earlier with about 78 degrees, but I knew it was going to get hotter. So I'm just in the house chilling. I would have been on the back patio, but it's a little warm out there, even with the fan on. So I said, I'll just come live from my window looking out at the beautiful bright day. Welcome in, Tamika Davis. Happy to see each and every one of you today. Today we're going to talk about tipping and gratuities. And when we talk about tipping, we often think about the food industry, the restaurants. And we know in the restaurants, the servers don't make a lot of hourly wage. So through our hospitality and gratitude, we try to tip those servers. And especially if they are good servers, we go a little bit beyond. Normally, it's about 15 to 20% of the cost of your food that you tip your servers. Sometimes servers are not good, they're not pleasant, but I still try to give them a little something anyway. I try to look past their attitudes and their service and just leave them a little something. And what I am accustomed to doing is when we finish at a table, I just don't leave everything all spread over the table. I like to gather the plates and stack them, and the napkins, they use napkins and plastics or whatever, and kind of leave it in a pile so they can get it. And if there's water spills or anything, I try to get napkins and kind of leave it a little straight for them, because I know a lot of them work hard, they're on their feet, and it's just what I do. Not telling anybody else to do it, but it's just what I do, even if they are not pleasant. I just do that. I'm accustomed to pushing chairs under the table. It's just a part of the manners that I have been taught by my mother. When you get up from the table, push up your chair. And I just do that. So let's not overlook servers, especially if they are very good and they're hard working. A lot of them don't have time, but I do expect them to come back and check on the table to see if we need any additional tea or water, coffee or whatever we may have. Are we okay? I do take that into account when I am leaving gratuity. Now, yesterday we went out to a breakfast, brunch, and lunch restaurant. We went to First Watch, and it was a carryover from my daughter's birthday, which was on the 29th of August. So I went to the counter as we got seated, and I purchased my daughter a gift card because I know she likes to eat there. And when I put my debit card in, this little thing came up about the amount of tip that I would like to leave. Now, I'm just purchasing a card. So I told the young lady, no, I don't want to leave a tip here. I am going to leave a tip at the table, because I feel this is where I would be getting the service from. And I think in some places and in some cases, this tipping cup has gone way above and beyond. For instance, my grandson was working at a coffee shop, a newly opened coffee shop. It is a shop that you cannot even go inside and sit in. It is a drive-through. And they have a coffee cup, not a coffee cup, a cup on the outside of the window for tips. Now, when you're tipping for a service. And I know in some places, depending on the culture, people will tip, even if they have takeouts. I've been doing research, and I have seen that in some cultures, people will tip even for carryouts and things of that sort. But it has gotten to the point now, if you just walk up and you order, I'll say, a green tea, and you walk out, they're asking you if you want to leave a tip. That should be left at the discretion of the person that is there. We see your tip cup on the counter. If someone wants to leave a tip, then they can. But I don't think they should just be soliciting how much tip do you want to get. And I get this a lot in stores where you don't even sit down. You just order out, and they're asking, or it may come up on the screen if you pay with, cash or your card. It may come up on the screen about a tip. So I think some of this stuff is overboard, but it is warranted for servers and restaurants in the food industry, because these people are not making money like that. Their hourly wages are low. Hi, Jazzy to the fame. Welcome in. How are you doing? Hey, Bud Files. Welcome in. Matthew Whittington. Welcome in. Thank you all for coming. So I'm going to talk. Okay, we've covered the food industry. Even going in fast food places, they will ask you, some places will ask you about a tip. So, you have to use your own judgment as to whether or not, or be led, however, whether or not you want to tip or not. If somebody's not nice or pleasant, if you want to tip or not. Now, I went to a Captain D's not too long ago, maybe a month ago, and we dined in. And the young lady said, I'll bring your food to the table when it's ready. Generally, you wait on your food and you take it to the table. So she did. She brought our food to the table at a Captain D's, and I did tip her. It wasn't any full service or whatever, but I just was led to tip her, and I did. So I think it should be voluntarily in some of these places where you're not even getting full service, rather than you're asking people or hounding people, so to speak, about a tip. Now, let's see what Tamika said. I left a tip for a waiter and they got mad because that was all I had. Oh my goodness. See, that's what I'm saying, Tamika. Nobody is obligated to tip. And sometimes people may not have enough to tip or may have a minimum amount. May not have but $2. May not have but $1. But it's not like you delivered the food to my home. You're in the restaurant. They didn't have to use gasoline. They didn't have to put miles on their vehicle. They didn't have to come to your door and bring you anything. That is quite different. But we're going to get around to talking about food deliveries as well. And I'm going to talk about this because, let's see what Jazz said. Oh, I'm sorry you experienced that, Tamika. That's not wrong. It was nice of you to give all you had. That's right, Tamika. You never know a person's situation. But I'm going to talk about what I know. My grandson did door dashing for a very short time. He went in stores and I went with him to help him out. Went in stores and shopped like Family Dollar, Dollar General, grocery stores, Winn-Dixie, and places like that. And when you drive your car, you're using gasoline, you're using your time and all of this. That to me is a luxury service. And for somebody to go grocery shopping, making all this grocery for you, I'm saying like $50 to $100 worth of stuff, making sure they have the right thing, conversing back and forth with you. They don't have this, but they have this. Do you want to substitute? Blah, 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 this and that. And so, and then for you to get to their home, and I'm talking about ritzy neighborhood, have $1 million homes, $1 million homes, $200,000 and $300,000 homes, and you don't tip $1, not even $1. That is not right. Because if you're living large like that, you have some tip money. And if you know you are going to be getting people to grocery shop for you, you should keep some money on hand. And what I have seen of my grandson, some other family members, and some friends in my state and not in my state, you can go to governmental housing to deliver. And these people are on fixed incomes and they will tip $10 and $15. These are facts. Then you will go to homes that $500,000, $300,000 homes, and they don't even give you $1. I have gone with him in some nice, ritzy neighborhoods where he only got $1 tip. Now, to me, that is just absurd. That is just absurd. So, a lot of times people may not have it. They may be sick. They may not be able to get out of bed. They may need some things. They may need some cooked food. They may need some grocery, and they get this service. They may not have the money. They may just have just enough on their cards to get what they need for themselves. I understand situations like this. I do. I really understand. Because I know one time he went to a Walgreens to get some stuff for a lady who had just had a baby. And she didn't tip, but it was okay. She probably was down. She probably didn't have anybody to go to the store for her. We didn't mind shopping for her and got no tip. It was not a problem. But when you go time and time again to the same person's home more than twice, and they do this every time, I see that as a problem. Hey, Weezy Neff, how you doing? How you doing, Keisha? Keisha H. Thank you for coming. And Keisha is speaking to everyone. And Queen says, right. These are the things that I have problems with. I mean, you're looking around, you see the cars outside the garage. They're driving luxury cars, expensive cars. They're living in two-story homes. You're in a neighborhood where homes cost $1 million. Yes, $1 million and $500,000. And time again, this same person, this same house will get you to come 15 miles to their home after you have shopped. And then 2 weeks later, you may get $5 or you may not get nothing. I mean, this happens. And people should realize these are luxury services. These people have gotten out of their cars, they have shopped, and I'm talking about like services like Ship, Lyft, DoorDashing, Uber, Uber Eats, and even limo services. Now, I know some guys that run limo services, and they have run people from the state of Alabama all the way to Georgia, North and South Carolina as well. They've gone that far up east and beyond. But they get paid very well for their services, and they should. They should get paid well. But a lot of these services in my area that people do, I've heard so many complaints where some people are very, very good with their tipping and some just don't give. And then I have seen, when I was taking my grandson around, I have seen people stand in their garage doing something with their car. My grandson takes the grocery to the door. The person won't even look up. My grandson try to speak to them. They don't even look. They look like you're not there. And then when you look, they have not given you $1, but they're living in expensive housing and driving expensive cars. Guys standing in the garage, 2 cars in the garage, and then they don't even tip $1. Now, I can't stand that. I just can't. Yes, I don't. Nor do I understand when people do not tip. So think about the optional as they tipping for these services. Yes, these services, especially when you're going out getting their food. And I'm not talking about people that just don't have. I'm not, because as I said earlier, he has gone, and some other family members have gone to people who live in governmental subsidy housing, and they be tipping like $10. You can get the same amount of grocery for somebody that live in a risky area, and they don't tip anything, or will give $1, literally $1 or $2. This is what is happening. So, you know, I feel that if somebody is bringing something to my house, I should tip. Even back in the days when we used to get pizza delivery, and this has been many years ago. Pizza company was just right around the corner from us in walking distance. But I didn't give the guys less than $5 to $7 to bring a pizza around the corner to our house. I mean, and that was way before this delivery service got to be so popular. But I just think, hey Val, how are you doing? Thank you. I have the Walmart service, which has free delivery, but I rarely use it because I cannot always justify the delivery fee tip when I live 5 minutes from the store. I go pick it up. Right, that's what I would do. Go pick it up myself. Like I said, we lived in one place right around the corner. 4 or 5 minutes, maybe not even 5. But I would still tip not less than $5. Either I do that, or if I can't do that, like you said, Keisha, I'll go and pick it up myself because they have started their car, and I'm sure they're not making that much to deliver. If it's like the food industry, like the restaurants, the servers don't get paid a lot, $2 and $3 hourly, and they rely solely on tips. So it's just hospitality and gratitude to tip these people if they have done a good service. If they're pleasant, they're smiling, they're attentive. You take all of these things in account when you're tipping. So that's why it pays to be pleasant when you work a job like that, because people see that and you will get more. Hey, Butter Roll, how are you doing? Welcome in. Happy to see you. Yeah, so that's just, let's see, Keisha says, but anyone doing a service for me that I am allowed to tip, I rarely give less than 20% and more for those that go the extra mile. That's right. I don't give less than 20 if you are exceptional. Generally, I will give 15% if I'm in a restaurant, but if it's over and above, I give you more. I give you more, and rarely do I get anybody to deliver anything for me at home anyway. I do my own grocery shopping. I go to the store if I want to go to a fast food or a restaurant and pick up food. I will do it, or I will send one of my children to pick up for me. I don't bother people to bring stuff that I can get for myself. And I am one who likes to go to the grocery store and do my own grocery shopping. I will do that as long as I'm able to, because I like certain things and I just don't grab the first thing on the shelf. I like to look at dates, and I know when people are on a time frame and when they are doing this and they have so many people that they're trying to do within a certain period, they may not have time to be looking at dates and looking at this and looking at that. So that's why I do my own as much as possible. So it may come a time or a day when I have to rely on people to bring me things like that. But right now, I'm doing it myself, or I will get my children to do it for me. They know what I like. They know to check the dates on things, so I don't have a problem in that area. But we never know where life will take us and what we might have to do in life. We might have to get those services at some point in time in life. We just don't know. But I just say, if we do have to have these services, be mindful how we treat people. Treat people the way we want to be treated. Not just have people come and bring you stuff when you have the money, you have the resources to do better, and you just don't do it. You just don't. And then not one time do you do this, but you just keep doing it on and on and on and on. And I'm looking at where you're living, how you living, and whatever. And some people are just not givers. I would rather give any day than to take away from somebody. I would rather give more to be on the safe side than to feel like I have not given you enough. That is just who I am as a person. Let's see what Keisha said. My hubby and I had a cheap date night at the Sonic Drive-In. He had never been there, and I had a good coupon, laugh out loud. He did not know that he should tip the car side server. I enlightened him. Yes, yes. It's okay if you don't know, but when you're doing, when my grandson was doing the dashing, um, they had like different amounts. He showed me on the app that you could tip. You could, I can't remember if it was $2 to $6 or excuse me, and it had, I think, other. You could type in a certain amount that you want to tip. So in that case with the dashing, they knew, that they could tip or whatever. And so, but I can understand your husband not knowing. A lot of people may not know, but if you're doing things like, I'm thinking Uber Eats, and I know DoorDash, and they have something in the app that shows you different amounts. Okay, Butter Rose says, I use delivery services often because my daughter and I are disabled without a car. Yes, the fees are very high, but we always tip. Yes, Butter Rose, yes. And that's the way I feel too. If and in your case, if you just don't have it, I understand, and that's what I said earlier. Some people may not have it. Some people may be doing the best they can do, but in comparison, where I live to some people living in subsidy housing, governmental housing, compared to some that live in $1 million neighborhoods. The best tippers are those who live in governmental housing and in apartments that are in not the best neighborhoods. So that, that's why I made that comparison. Hey, Yaya, how are you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in, Tim. Glad to see all of you. Glad to see you, Yaya. And I hope you're doing well. Tim says, smack those thumbs. Thank you for the directives, Tim. Thank you for all of the support. And thank each and every one of you for your support. But I just wanted to talk about gratuities and tipping, and talking about the pros and cons of tipping. And I know everybody cannot do it. Everybody, some people may be doing the best that they can do. I remember a friend telling me they had gone to this home several times, and this young man is bedfast, and when they first started going to him, he would give them a nice tip, and then finally he did not. I mean, he had stopped tipping, and so they found out that he was in the bed and he could not get up. So this last one time, the person that went out to his home, this guy, he couldn't get out of bed. He didn't have any help there with him. So the door was not locked, and he told the guy to come in the door and bring it. And he did. And so he told the guy, get to, no, not that time, but the guy saw that he was just severely disabled. So the next time he went out there, and he told the man, get the tip from the aide, the help that he had there. And so the guy so he was about to leave. And so then the woman that saw him to the door, he told her what the man said. And she said, oh, okay. And she gave the tip. So I have to wonder, was his help getting the money from him and just not giving it to the delivery person? Because he was doing it, because the man can't get out of the bed himself, and he's a fairly young guy. But he let him know to get the tip from his aide or his worker. And so from that time on, the aide has been given the tips. So I'm telling you, people do all kinds of things. Hey, Mountain of Inspiration, welcome in. Hey, Rook of All, happy to see you. Daniel Berry, happy to see you as well. But you know, some of these people are just slicksters and will take from people, and I just don't even see how they have the heart to do it. And that's just one situation. And ever since that time, now they're back on track getting tips. And they do his grocery shop. They make groceries for him. You know, they go to the store and all of that. But they were kind of suspicious after the guy uh, asked him if his help had given him the tip. So I'm serious. It's just all kinds of slick things going on with people out here. So we just have to be careful in all things. But Tim, make it 70. Let me see, 701. And hi, Eleanor elaborates. Yeah, I'm happy to help others, but if they whine more than they are grateful, I am out. Yes, a lot of times people don't whine to the person, and that's what I said earlier about going in places, and before you can pay for stuff that you're taking out, they're asking if you want to give a tip. And I feel if a person wants to give a tip, they will give a tip. They're not sitting down in there. So if they want to give a tip, they'll give a tip. Um, Let their heart be their guide. But it's not that, I don't think it's that everybody is whining about a tip. Um, I'm just saying some people can afford to tip and they don't tip. I mean, they don't care about you going out lugging 2 or 3 cases of water if you're working for certain companies that do grocery shopping. Um, they don't care about. I couldn't have anybody bringing me 3 cases of water and all these grocery, $100 and some worth of groceries to my door, and if I am able, just don't tip them. And I don't think that would be a person whining. They have gone out and spent all this time in the grocery store for you, then driven 10 miles to your house. Uh, that's a luxury service when people deliver stuff to your home, I feel. Hey Marlene, how are you doing? Mm. Well, in your case, Eleanor, with that, some people are just whiners. I understand what you're saying. Um, some people, like my mom loves to say, some people can have 2 loaves of bread under their arms already, but they're begging for another loaf. You know, that kind of analogy. So people should be grateful. Bless you too, Rook. Thank you for coming in, sis. I'm just saying people should be grateful for whatever, and some people just don't have it like that, and be um, conscious of some people not having a lot. But when you have these people that may be doing this time and time again, and they live in these ritzy neighborhoods, that is something to complain about. When you've gone in the store and shop for them and texting them back and forth about, do you want this substitute? They don't have that. They don't have this, and all of that. And these services, a lot of times that you're working for, they're making the most money anyway. But you're running your vehicle up and down the road. And sometimes people do this. It's not that they don't have jobs, but they do this to get extra money. They get out there and they hustle, honest work, honest living. They hustle to make their ends meet. They're out there trying to make it happen. And at the same time, wear and tear on your vehicle, but you'd rather do that than to be doing the wrong thing or to just be asking people for stuff. So I have great respect for people that get out there and try to make it happen. Yes, everybody's time is precious. Everybody's time is precious. People have to do stuff for themselves. Um, I think everybody is valuable and everybody's time is valuable. Yes, I have a part-time job, contract role, and I help with people houses. Yes, that is good, Eleanor. Hello there. Oh, Keisha's just speaking to everybody. Everyone get paid. Thank you so much, Sis Ruth. And thank you all for coming. And it's okay if we don't all agree on everything because we are unique people and we will not agree on everything. But everybody has a right to voice their opinion. Everybody's opinion is welcome here as long as it is respectful. And I've never had that I can recall people saying things. I'm not even talking about trolls, but just ordinary people that come in and support. I've never had a problem with any disrespect for anyone because if I see it, I would not tolerate it. And this is why I have good moderators looking out for the channel as well because we will not tolerate any disrespect, but everybody is entitled to their opinion. I always say I welcome well-intentioned comments, but that does not mean that you can't disagree on what somebody else says as long as it's done respectfully. Okay, and let's see. Eleanor says, yes, I am only 25 years old, finally being recognized for my talents. That is good, Eleanor. Okay, I was just reading. I thank all of you for coming in, and all points have been well taken. And I think it's been a good conversation about gratuity and tipping. And I still say, I'm not talking about people that just cannot do any better or just don't have it like that. But some of these people that's living large are stingy and they will not give anybody anything. I see it all too often where I live. I can't speak on where somebody else lives, but I have seen it firsthand where I live. I've gone out with my grandson. I have other family members doing it, and I have friends doing it, not only in my state, but in other states. And I've heard some of the same issues. I value everybody. I don't care if you don't know how to read your name, if you see your name in boxcar letters. I don't care if you are a garbage collector. I don't care if you're a professor, PhD, or whoever. I value everybody the same. People are people. Humans are humans. And everybody to me is important. Everybody is important. I don't care if you have a career or if you don't. You are human. You are important. Okay, let's see. Okay, Eleanor says she's an urban farmer, an assistant farmer's market manager. That is very good, Eleanor. For you to be 25 years old, congratulations. I always try to give people at least 20% tip as people work hard to make ends meet. Now, yes, that's exactly right. Exactly right. People are working, they're hustling out here in a good way, hustling in a good way, and they deserve to be paid and they deserve to get tips for their services. Hey, Lori, how are you doing? Hello and happy Labor Day to you and anyone else who may be celebrating or may be off today. Happy Monday to you and happy Labor Day to those of you who celebrate. Yes, Jazz, exactly. Yes, people are people, no matter what walk of life. Everybody is a person. Everybody is special. Over here where I am, everybody is special. I have never been the person to look down on anyone. I don't care what your socioeconomic status is. I don't care where you live. I don't care if you live in public housing. I don't care if you live in $1,000,000 homes. Everybody is still somebody as far as I'm concerned. Thank you, Lori. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, we're all somebody. Great subject as always. Good to see you all today. Good to see you too, Miss Lori. And are you staying cool in your corner of the world? We're hot here. We're in the 90s already. That's why I'm not on the back patio. I just decided to stay in the air because y'all know I'm retired. I like to be relaxing and getting re-energized. So I'm just trying to stay hydrated in the house, relax, rest, and take care of myself as I talk to you guys. But thank you all so much for coming in. Y'all be safe out here. Thank you, Teweezy, Tamika, Keisha, Jazz to the Fame, Eleanor, Rook of All, and let me see, Love Marlene, Tim, Butter Roll Boutique, and let's see who else. Thank you all for coming. Mountain of Inspiration, always happy to see you. Yaya's Best Life, Daniel Berry Sports, and all of you. Thank you all so much. Coach Mary Ma, who came in earlier to give her support. I think I saw Joshua. Yes, Joshua, thank you. And let's see. Thank you, Val. Val Creates. I am just so happy to see all of you. And Melanie Queen, Desandra, thank you so much for coming. And Pretirement Days, how are you doing? I think I might have missed you, but thank you so much for coming, honey. I appreciate you so much. Bud Files, Matthew Whittington, I just appreciate each and every one. She Ray, thank you so much for coming. Thank you all, and I hope I have not missed anyone. Bud and Sue, just thank you all for being here and supporting. And if I have missed anyone, it's not intentional. It may be my eyes not really seeing you, but I think I've called out everyone. I thank you all so much for your support, Miss Lori. Great to see you too, Eleanor. Have a great day. Val Creates and Keisha, all of you. Much love to you all, and I will see you guys on the next video.